Hey Trey family!
Hi.
We've got a special bonus episode for you. It's a collaboration with our friends at Legacy Builder US.
We had an awesome conversation about dating for love or for trust, and we could not wait to share it with you guys. So if you haven't checked out their show yet, you are in for a treat.
Yes, so let us know what you think and be sure to follow them on Instagram at legacybuilders.us and make sure to watch because they do go live every Monday.
Yes.
Now
Now let's
let's
dive
dive
in.
in.
We good? All right, let's do it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Romance and Finance. I am your host for this evening, Kayleen Smith, aka Mr. Life, and we have to my left
Tawana Singleton,
Sheedy Locario.
Kiara Lachey.
Jazzy J.
Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, what is today's topic? We are going to be talking about being rich and alone, or in love and pretty much booed up in love, right? And
Broke.
Right? Broken. Yeah, that part.
Broke.
Right? So I mean, we're not going to waste any more time, and we're going to get right into it. So I would love to know your guys' thoughts on, just the concept. Which one do you think is better for you guys? And anybody can jump in. There's no person just jumping like that with us. Who's gonna go first?
I say I don't want to be rich and alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's no fun because you have all the money in the world, but you can't spend it with nobody. You can't do anything, any adventures, anything else. Plus, if you get sick, you by yourself. Who want to tuck you in and make you some soup? You know what I mean? So I definitely don't want to be rich and die alone. I think it's better to be broke and together. But I don't really think it's a broke thing because the truth is, if you're together, you're in a relationship, you're gonna build. Everybody's gonna struggle from time to time in different pockets of time.
Yeah.
But the truth is, that's not really a real thing. And if it is, you're doing it wrong. If we're being honest,
Okay.
it's not necessarily the best relationship if you're constantly broke as a unit because two heads are always better than one. So if you guys are not coming up with solutions, why is this really working? It's really not working, should I say?
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see our thoughts on the ladies.
I thought the same way. I was kind of stewing on this all day, and I was like, this question is hard because I won't be broke forever. Like this is the moment. So,
Yeah.
I like the mindset.
but right, I would rather be like broke and in love and like in a relationship because I feel like if you have the right person, you are rich.
Mhm.
So there's no reason for my pockets to be, like that's my fulfillment. The
Okay.
person I'm with should be my fulfillment.
Okay, there we go. There you go.
I love that. I agree. I'd rather not have neither. But if I had to choose, I think love covers a multitude. And I can say, just from a family dynamic of my history, we did not grow up in my household rich or wealthy, but the love that was in my home did not make me feel like I was living below the standard. My mom always made sure that even if it was the littlest, I had what I had, and it's just the love that was in the house that was there. And so I hate to say we were broke, but we were definitely low on funds.
Right.
But the love, it covered that. I didn't look at it as I was broke or poor or anything like that. So I agree.
I guess it's my turn. I already knew it. First of all, I do not claim broke ever. I call it in between blessings. Okay.
I like that. In between blessings.
But I agree with most of you. I think first of all, the foundation of any relationship is friendship, it's love, it's all of those things. So as you grow in that foundation, like the wealth will come, the money will come, and you're wealthy with love. Like that is a different kind of wealth. That's a different kind of richness, and it's way more fulfilling than dollar bills. I mean, we need the money, $10 eggs, hello, but like we got to be somewhere in between, honey. But yeah, no, I honestly think that. I mean, we can't just. I want both. I want to be rich, wealthy, and in love, or at least in between.
And I'm glad you said that because it's like a lot of times you feel like we have to choose between the two because and a lot of times people don't understand the value or the road to success, what it takes to sacrifice to be successful and to become rich.
Right.
A lot of times you have to walk that path alone or to a certain point. Most people think you're crazy before before something actually happens, before you actually hit that pinnacle that you want to reach, right? But it takes sacrifice. It takes actually being alone sometimes to actually get to that point. You need a team to carry you, yes, but the idea, the concept of you becoming successful, a lot of times it's a journey where it's lonely.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you know, you may have to sacrifice your children's parents teachers conferences, their extracurricular activities, you know, date nights with your loved one. These things are the things that happen when you are on the road to becoming rich, right? So you may go so deep and so far that you're gonna look back and realize, oh my God, I'm alone, and I'm like 20 years past, and you know, I put everything else on the back burner. But it's crazy because ironically, you're actually thinking about everybody else because the more people, the more money you have, the more people you can help, right? However, if you don't find a balance, and if you go too far, you'll reach to that point of success, and when you turn around, there's nobody there with you. You're by yourself at that point.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I think that you have to, to your point, Jazz, you can have both, but as you're on that journey, you have to find that balance in between the two. Because on the opposite side of the spectrum, if you're in love, right, and you don't have the funds, a lot of times, a lot of relationships, they falter, they go down under. Why? Because of the money aspect of it. You know, the idea of not having enough is just not gonna, it's not gonna work. I could love this person to the day that I die, but you know, we live in a world where we have to have money. And if you don't have enough of it, it's going to cause arguments, it's going to cause tension, it's going to cause a lot of problems in the relationship. So I agree with you. I want both. You know, but some people feel like we have to choose one or the other. But for the sake of the topic, if I have to choose one, I'm still gonna agree with you guys on that. Why? Because if I'm born by myself, if I'm born by myself,
You making excuses, but I'm
no,
letting
no,
you go.
if I'm born by myself,
I'm ready for the clap back. So
right.
we're gonna let him
Listen,
finish.
hold on. If I'm born by myself and I die by myself, while I'm here on earth, I want to experience that with somebody. It doesn't make sense for me to be living this all these years without connecting with somebody. That's the whole purpose of being here. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. So when we have this experience, it has to be with another being. Make sense? So then for me, I'm still going to choose the love, but the way that I show my love as a man is getting to that bag, because I know that's going to be a part, it's going to be an element of what's going to keep the love going. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm just saying.
I was gonna dissect you, but I'm gonna let you go for a little
All
bit.
right, let me live. Let Mr. Life live.
Honestly, I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. I am more so. I don't need the money. I really don't, because I came from nothing, and when I die, I will be nothing, and I will go back to nothing. So how I make the best of my life and how I have my relationships, I might not be able to financially contribute for whatever reason at one moment, but I will show you my love in a different way, and that should be sufficient enough. You know I'm about to come for you. know I'm about to come.
So
And then, I ain't done.
Myself, Mr. Life.
See, I'm covered today. I'm covered.
she got reinforcement over there. You see that, right?
Gang. Now, so with that, I also don't agree that you have to sacrifice your time to get to the bag for your relationship. I don't think you have to sacrifice. If I love you and you love me and we're in a relationship and we making it work, okay, honey, I understand you gotta work late. But you're gonna have, dinner in the microwave at least. Or, like, I will still show you my love. It shouldn't, because even if you lose your job, if I was as a woman and I left you hanging while you lost your job, but you still out here hustling to get another job, what kind of woman would I be? What kind of morals would I have? You know what I mean? Like, no, that's not love. Whereas you say, babe, I lost my job, or, I got hurt, whatever, and I'm still out here like, ooh, buy me this purse. No, that's done. Like, no, let me have some grace. Let me give you grace, right? To get to where you want to be. And at the same time, let me support you, because as a man, it's in your mindset to provide. It's your mindset to be the head. In the Bible, man is the head. Adam came first. So it's always going to be your mindset to provide. However, you don't got to, boo-boo. It's 2025. We got big boss baddies everywhere you look.
Hold on.
So sit back, relax real quick, okay? You know, I'm not gonna tell you to chill completely because I come home, you better have food ready for me. Show me your love while you out here hustling to find another job. So yeah, that's all I have.
I love what you said. I love what you said. But I'm just saying at the same time, to his point, so I agree with the part that you said that we do come from nothing. And at the end of the day, we got to build together. And rich doesn't necessarily mean money.
Right.
Because rich is just rich in spirituality, rich in someone holding you down and building you up to the next level and going through hard times. Because that's what it really counts. And like, I'm glad you brought that up because the truth is, let's be honest, America, like 75% of Americans are in debt. Like, it's this illusion of like everybody's rich when it's like the real percentage is like 10% rich and like 2% wealthy. So that means like 8 out of 10 people standing around doesn't have money like that, but everybody's putting up a front. So to your point, it's really rich is not about money. It's actually being able to build together and really just be able to navigate through difficult times and being able to hustle. You know what I mean? If one doesn't have it, the other one's taking care of things. And like you said, having grace with the other person to kind of build together. With that said, where I'm gonna come back at with the little baddies and all that other stuff. Listen, I done watched a lot of gold digger pranks. You know what I mean? Let me stop.
Here we go.
No, but in all seriousness, it is 2025, like you said. But I do think it is different though, because I think the expectations are still kind of high, like as far as men in terms of being providers, because we are providers. But I do feel like in the dating world and all that type of stuff, women do have higher expectations, meaning that if you don't have a car or a house or a home or apartment, you can be looked at as funny. And I don't know how long that'll last. I'll be honest with you. I agree with you, but I don't think me dating a woman she's gonna be cool with outside of like 6 months of like lost job status to a year. I don't know if that's heavily prevalent in today's day and age.
There's factors like, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just gonna bring up something that I saw on a reel or whatever, one of the social media handles, and this lady was on there and she was saying she was married to her husband, and they agreed when they got married that he was gonna hold everything down. He takes care of the house, he takes care of the bills, whatever, he gives her money, whatever. Well, he came home, he lost his job, and she was like, okay, fine. Remember our agreement. A month went by, and he didn't get another job by then. And she was like, okay, so what you gonna do about it? And he was like, well, are you gonna help? Like, she had money because of course he's giving her money, so she had money stacked in her account. And homegirl said, I'm not paying nothing with my money. You knew the agreement when we got married. And she was just like, you saw that? Yeah, she was set on it, and she was like, no, he knew the agreement, so he's supposed to do what he's supposed to do to be the provider of the home. He was supposed, I don't care if he was out there picking up cans. Right. He needed to do what he had to do. She was not touching her money to do it. And some people believe that way. Like, there's old school mentality from men, how they grew up, that the man is supposed to be the provider. So I need to make sure that I'm bringing home money by all means necessary.
Right.
Period. But just us having that conversation reminded me of that real, and like how many women out there really feel like that.
And you see, with that being said, it was really good. But see, my thing is like, you said this is the agreement, but what are you doing in that month time frame to build him up? Because let's be honest, he just lost his job. He is so down in the gutter thinking like he was big dog. Big dog is now lost his job. So are you pouring into him with your words? Go ahead, baby, you got it. Go out there, get a job. Just let you are a strong, powerful man. I got your back, whatever. Were you pouring into him in that month? Or did you just say nothing and allow him to build up 4 habits and not get a job? And then you just left him. You know what I mean? So again,
well, also to that point and kind of to the topic, if this woman felt strongly, and I obviously, I don't share these views at all, but is she someone that should have been single and rich? Was she ever in love with that man? Right. Because that does not sound like love.
No, you're right.
You're right. Yeah, because love is supposed to be unconditional, right? If you love, I always say this: if you love with conditions, it's a contract. It's not really love. A lot of times, a lot of relationships, we get into these relationships, and it's under the conditions of. So, if if things go good.
Right.
This is how we're going to continue going. But
Right.
once things go bad, what's
Where's
going
the
to
love?
happen? Where's the love?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
it is about the contract. So I say, all in all, when it's said and done, I think that it's important to always communicate with that person, right? Of where you want to go and what are the goals. Whether it's from 5 years from now, 10 years from now, where do you guys see yourselves? Where do you see us? What's going to happen? Reason being is because that'll help navigate the journey and the path to where we need to get to where we need to go. And because the truth is, you never truly want to get to the point where you are completely broke. Because but it's a good test though. It is a good test.
It is.
Because those are the times when you really know when a person's down for you or not.
Right.
You just never truly want to get there, but if you do get there, you know, those are the times when it really does
There.
truly count. If you know who's really in your corner, that's where the love really does come. You know what I'm saying? That's when you rise from the phoenix up. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's important. Ask you ladies a question. Do y'all ladies feel that, you know, when it comes to you know, a man, I guess whether he loses his job, he's short on funds or whatever the case may be, do ladies start to naturally lose a certain level of respect for the man when that time does come or when he is going through hardships?
No.
I
I don't
was
think
gonna say,
so.
let
Sorry.
I gotta come and know that.
No, I don't think that respect, especially when it comes to respecting your man or your partner, comes into a form of what they do for a living, what they bring home. Respect is what you bring to the table, how you love me on my bad days. I'm gonna respect the man you are because of the way you show up, not how much money you make, not the responsibilities you take in the house.
Right.
And I feel like that's a deeper bond, and obviously, like that's when you know it's genuine love.
Right.
So I don't think if you really love somebody, you should never see them differently because of what they can bring to the home. It's really like to the heart.
Right.
Good point. Good point.
And I was gonna say, you know, if it even comes down to that, so you know, you brought up the spiritual side of it, and I'm reminded of the Proverbs 31 woman. Homegirl had her stuff together. She held the family down. She had her investments and her business going too, while her husband was well known in doing what he had to do. So it's not, yes, the man is supposed to be the provider, but we got our thing on the side too.
Yeah.
We're building too,
Yeah.
so that if you fall, we should be able to be there to help pick you up. Like you said, encourage. You got this. What you need me to do?
Right.
What can I do to help you get there? Stroke his ego. Respect him. Don't put him down while he's down and out, and still doing your thing on the side. I'm a movie person too, so I'm reminded of that movie. Was it Jump the Broom? Where the father and had lost all the money, and Angela Bassett was like, "We ain't broke. I got money." She was like, "I got money.
Right.
You messed that up, but you know,
Don't worry about it.
right? Yeah."
No, I love that. I love all your perspectives. You know what I would say though is it is interesting though, because I mean I don't think they rebuild them like y'all for the most part these days though. We being honest.
No,
You know what I
it's
mean?
rare. It's very rare.
I don't think so, but it's also, it's just like a cycle of trauma between men and women, in my personal opinion. Because I was just telling Kiara, you know, there's someone that is interested in me, and every time we speak or every time he sends me something, it's something extravagant, something super expensive, and it's like, you know, it's very much money all the way, and I'm not interested at all. And I would have been if you didn't start sending me all of this richness.
Yeah.
Like this all can be yours. Like don't come at me like Simba. Don't come at me like Simba. I'm not interested in that. You can have all the money in the world. So, but at the same time, like, what are you doing for my mind? How this is where my love is. My love is here. And it comes then it comes here. And then everything else. It's not here. It's not what's in your wallet. Yeah, I like to get dressed up and pretty and go somewhere and go eat and take pictures. I like to take pictures, y'all. I love doing that, and but I can also take a picnic, make some sandwiches. Let's go to the park. Let's have a picnic date. Let's read a book together. You know what I mean? Like stimulate my mind. That's what's gonna get me going. And if, as an individual, if I'm building on my own, I expect you to be doing the same, because when we get together, we're going to build something together.
Yeah.
But separate, and that's how you become one. Like in the Bible, when you get married, you two become one. When two become one. So again, it's to me, it's the same way. There's women out there like that, but it's just the standard of social media and seeing everything out there where it's like, oh, this man done gave me money every time he see me. Okay, sis, that's cool, but what is he saying to you? Is he telling you you're beautiful? Is he telling you how smart you are? Is he asking you what your plans are for the future? Is he investing in you to do something with this money? Or are you just giving it to you and you out here spending it on Louis Vuittons? Because I could buy some knockoffs on Poshmark or something and be just as happy. I will gladly shop at Plato's Closet. It's gently used clothing. and save some coin, so we can have a big house later on the road. But, women just don't think like that. It's not our fault or not their fault, but it's just the life that we live.
I have to say, I'm happy I grew up in the generation that I did. My era, I love it. It's different breeds nowadays. It's just different. And I'm pretty sure the generations before us probably say the same thing about us when we were growing up, where the world is moving a lot faster, like you said, or you said, social media. Like we're looking at what's being portrayed on TV, which is fantasy. That stuff is not real. That stuff is not real. So it's what you put in your ear gate, your eye gate, and that changes your mind. Like it makes you want to be envious and like, oh, you want that, but let's bring it back.
I mean, so I would say so then, because we have like a generational barrier, right? What are some things that we could tell to the youths to help them understand, how important it is to, not lead with the dollar, but lead with morals and values? What are some of the things that we can tell the next generation, because they are our future? What can we tell them if I side to it?
For me, from a male perspective, and it goes back to just in general, even for my generation, like you got to be confident in yourself. You got to go back to the days of good old days of it being a kid, like just be yourself, like you know what I mean. And like I'm of the mindset, it's like, and I tell the youth, like, listen, as a man, like if she don't like me for me, I don't want no parts of her, like at all. And like I stand on that 100%. And you gotta like the hell out of me. Like I'm that type of person. If it ain't that type of party, I don't want it. And I think it's just like hard because for men, you got social media, you got all these expectations, and you want to have money, and you want to be able to lead with your pockets because providing gets you women just off the first initial attraction. Just because if you look nicer, if you have nicer things, we're human. It'll attract people, but it's really no substance there. So you got to look at yourself and be okay with where you're at. So my message to men is like, it's okay where you're at. If you're a college student and you broke, listen, tell her you broke. We gonna go out, we gonna get some Chinese food, split it real quick. We gonna be all right. Like, you know what I mean? Listen, I think that's what it really boils down to at the end of the day. And I mean, I think just being honest, definitely tell both sides, but definitely the men, just be honest. You know what I mean? Because it's hard, man. I mean, we all went through that stage, even as men, as little baby lies. It's hard to keep up with a lie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and men, we have slip ups. Y'all remember everything. Like, every detail. So it's like, just be yourself, be honest, and you'll be okay. Listen, I don't got it. I'm living in a little cheap apartment. It's $800 a month. It's a little studio. This is what I got right now. But I got goals and plans, which is the other thing is that as men, if you have plans, then you'll be okay. You know what I mean? And let her know that you have plans. Because a man without a plan is the most dangerous thing. Don't matter how much money they got or anything like that. So that'll be my solution, is just make your plans, let her know your plans. And if she's not with you, it's okay. She's not for you.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, also, we outnumber them anyway. So, you know what I mean? It's facts.
Just because y'all are physically there, don't mean it's a lot of.
Listen, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Some of y'all be vessels.
You're lying.
You're bringing the heat today. You're bringing the heat today.
Exactly. Shots fired.
No, but I do like that where it's a problem. Yeah, I might not have it right now. That's a problem, but you're coming quickly with the solution. I am I will dwell on it for about 60 seconds or maybe for the end of the night, and I'll wake up like, all right, what's next? So problem to solution. So if I see that in a man, I'm gonna respect that. You're not coming to me with issues. You're coming to me saying, I have an issue, but here's my plan. So I like that. So,
Thank you.
except for the last part.
So I thought no devil's advocate, you know what I mean? But yeah.
I know for me, as far as the youth, because youth is like a big part of my ministry. Working with youth for the longest and just having some type of youth just attract to me. And I would say for young ladies, communication is key. First, definitely for a young girl, I would teach her self-love, self-care. Don't I grew up in a time where my mom used to always be like, make sure you have your own, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're going out on a date, make sure you got change so you get to a payphone call if something happens. Like back in the day, I'm older, guys. I'm older. Talk about payphone. Show my age. But like my mom would always be like, make sure you have your own. And unfortunately, too, growing up with a single mom, when I got on my own, you're programmed to think, okay, make sure you can hold your own. If you get in a place and you're getting it with a guy, make sure that if he bounce, you can take care of all the bills yourself, Yeah. So teaching them to be self-sufficient, to build themselves, to constantly evolve by studying, reading, educating yourself, and not solely depend on a man, but as far as finances, making sure that she has her stuff together too, but encouraging them and letting them know that, don't seek these material things that these men are gonna woo you with, or guys are gonna woo you with. And it's sad because a lot of kids grow up as, with single parents. They don't have that father. Yeah. So when you think about females, they're probably dating men looking for a father figure, Yeah. So it takes people like us to constantly talk to them, encourage them, speak life into them, let them know their worth, let them, teach them to speak words of affirmation to themselves, and it's constantly planting that in their head, and making sure they know to be around people who are like-minded like that. Girl. Don't hang around people who are about all of that. Your circle is what encourages you. You hang around people that's about the negative and stuff, that's the type of person you're going to be with. Birds of a feather flock together. Right, yeah. You may be the light, but if you're constantly around the people with the dark, you're going to eventually turn dark that way, right? So we want to teach our youth, to be independent, to encourage them, and just speak life into them.
I was just gonna agree. I have two daughters, and I'm constantly telling them. I mean, I know they watch everything I do, but they've seen me because I was married to their father. So they've seen me in a unit with somebody, and then they see me by myself. And I'm constantly still taking them out, pouring life into them, letting them know that their life dynamic has changed with the support from your mom did. So just making sure that positive, they're watching, even I want to say older kids and older girls, just make sure that they know self-care and self-love. Because that, for me, I wish I had that growing up. Because I see it in my daughter. She's so powerful. And it's because she knows the love that she has for herself. She knows she's important. She knows that she is. So just constantly encouraging. Yeah, that's the right example.
Any last words, guys, before we get out of here?
Yeah, I mean, what's the final verdict? You know what I mean?
Okay. The final verdict, whether it's the money or the love. After this conversation, man, we're gonna have to go with the love, man. We got to go with love. Love always conquers all. It's the most powerful force in the universe. With that, you are able to obtain your finances. When you're with the right person, when you're connecting, when you're building not only with yourself, but with someone else who has the same morals and values and work ethic and integrity. These different characteristics are going to get you to the point where you need to be financially as well. So I would say that, love always wins all. We do have some future events that's coming up. We have an event on April 19th, right? It's our finance and fun event, and it's right here where we at right now, right?
No,
I'm lying. It's in Jersey. Yeah, it's in Jersey. It's
Jersey.
What's the address, Rob?
April 19th.
You got the address?
No, I don't remember.
Okay, so we're gonna go to Eventbrite, right? Go on the website. Go to the
website.
Yep, and you could click the link, buy your tickets right there. It's gonna be food, games, prizes. Different keynote speakers such as ourselves. We're gonna have performers there as well, so it's gonna be lit. I want everybody to get their tickets early. Get them right now. After we log off here, go and get your tickets. This is something that you don't want to miss. We're gonna have an amazing time. And ladies, do you have anything to say as far as any of your businesses, what you guys do? You want to shout that out? You guys can do that.
I don't know why you look at me first. All right, guys. So we are the Radiant Exchange. Jazzy J.
Kiara Lachey.
You can follow us on Instagram at the Radiant Exchange. We have a landing page link. You can find our YouTube. Pray for us. Our Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Just look at what we're doing. Obviously, we're connecting. So we hope that you guys did watch and follow this, and we get the episode out to you eventually.
Friday.
And lastly, March 20th, right? It's or 22nd.
March 20th.
March 20th. That is a Thursday. We are having a life insurance workshop at the Keller Williams office in New York, right? In New York. And what area is that?
Franklin Square.
Franklin Square. So if you guys are free, if you're in that Long Island area, come out, have a good time with us. Anything under the umbrella of life insurance, we're going to talk more about that. So make sure you tune into that as well. Without further ado, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and you guys have a good evening. Peace.
Bye.